Welcome back to the channel, guys. So today I wanted to touch on the PlayStation Classic just a little bit more. We have less than a month to go for this thing to come out, and being honest, normally my excitement is just crazy with things like this. And upon the initial trailer, when they just talked about the 5 games that were announced, I was pretty damn excited. Like, it was way up to here. When they revealed the final 15 games, it started dipping down a little bit. I'm still excited for it. I'm still looking forward to this device and playing around with it. But what I wanted to do was try to see what the actual value is of these games. Sure, a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them can be downloaded legitimately through, the PlayStation Network, that kind of thing, on the PS3, the Vita or PSP, that kind of stuff, right? For a reasonable price. I think a lot of games are like between $5 to $8 or something like that. But I wanted to evaluate, like, hey, if you're just going to go out and buy a PlayStation and buy these games, just loose games, not brand new, because we know the market for brand new games from, 20 years ago is going to be pretty damn pricey. Just wanted to kind of evaluate that and see what kind of perceived value are we getting here. So I already kind of evaluated these games and what I'm excited for, what, I'm going to play, what I'm probably not going to play. And today I just want to kind of look at what are the heavy hitters as far as money goes. Sure, it doesn't exactly equate to these, these are digital games on a device. They're not actual physical copies, but I still thought it would be interesting. Why not take a look? So I do have all these games pulled up on price charting. I don't own most of these games. I mean, I do own a few of them. But looking at the values here, I mean, I can't, I guess I could have blocked the total value, but as far as game only, total value for these 20 games, according to price charting, is $257.76. And, that's based on trends and all that kind of stuff. And just kind of looking through this list, yeah, there's a lot of games that I'm really interested in and I'll probably play, but there's a lot that I won't. And there's a lot of games on here that are not really worth much. Rainbow Six, $3.86. Okay. Twisted Metal, $8.50. Wild Arms, $13. Scrolling down, Tekken 3, $7. Definitely you're getting a case and everything. You might pay a little bit more. Some of these games, it's just, you can find them out in the wild for a reasonable price. Scrolling down, the real heavy hitters here, and there's not going to be many, being honest with you, is going to be Persona Revelations. Persona, $70, disc only. Typically, from what I've seen, maybe closer to 100 with the case, maybe a little more. So that's probably the heaviest hitter. I haven't looked through this list yet. I kind of had, perceived value of some of this stuff. But most of these games are hovering around $10 or less. And like I said, a lot of them are available to be downloaded through the PlayStation Store for about $5 or so. Let's see, what else is pretty big here? Jumpin' Flash, $20. Kind of a little sleeper hit, an early launch title. A lot of these games are fairly early titles. Jumpin' Flash is a unique game, but in all honesty, I've been playing it a bit as of late, and the age really is visible to me on this game. Some games just don't hold up to the test of time. A lot of these still do. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that they don't, but some of them, man, these early 3D games, you're really going to have some nostalgia for some of them. Definitely there's going to be ones that still hold up and the graphics are fine and don't bother you, but it's the gameplay, it's just how things function that are just a little outdated. You know what I'm saying? Next one that's a little bit of a heavy hitter, Intelligent Cube. This is one that I know a lot of people rant and rave about, and I really need to play this game. So I know that's going to be one of the first ones I jump on just to peep it out. Final Fantasy VII for a while was a little bit higher, but it seems like Square, they mass-produced all their greatest hits, and you can still find a lot of them brand new for $20 or less, $10 to $15. So Final Fantasy VII is one that just the value went down and down and down. Definitely in case and all that, it'd be, a bit higher, but and that's it. There's really no heavy hitters. Jumping Flash is one that I don't even really care that much about, and it's like the third highest value game on here. So, it is what it is with what we're getting here. You're not getting crazy value with these games. Sure, the loose physical market value, about $260 for all of this stuff. Persona, not going to be interested, for a lot of people, or not necessarily going to be interesting to a lot of people. And yeah, this is what we're looking at, this list. I've already said with the PlayStation Classic, it was going to be hard to please everybody. And really looking through this list again, oh man, it's just so hard to have those solid games personally for me, because my list would have included a heck of a lot more Square games. I was big into role-playing games. With the PlayStation 1, there's so many awesome games for it. And yeah, there's some cool role-playing games on here, but Persona, I've never been big into that series. So I don't know if I'm going to want to jump back and play this on the PlayStation Classic. Final Fantasy VII, there's so many ways to play it. The remake is coming out. It's being the original version being released on the Switch. It's been released everywhere, which is part of the reason why physical, I think the value's gone down, because that happens a lot with some of these games. I remember Castlevania Symphony of the Night, that did jump back up a bit, but when that was released on the Xbox and stuff like that, the value went down, and now it's kind of getting back up there. But when some of these games are released digitally, it's just kind of strange, because I've noticed that and watched those trends, that the market value for the physical might dip down just a little bit, because I think maybe some of that value is not necessarily based on the collector market, the people who just want to put this stuff on the shelves and collect them, more based on, partly based on people who just want to play these games and rebuy them and find them out in the wild and actually play them. So it kind of makes sense that if something's released digitally, maybe the physical will go down a little. Not always a lot, but sometimes it's noticeable for sure. Resident Evil Director's Cut, man, the controls on that with the D-pad, it'll be interesting to replay it, I guess. But I'm just really debating with myself on a lot of these games. Am I going to play these? Do any of these games really hold near and dear to my heart? Ridge Racer Type 4 does, not going to lie. That's the game that I'm the most excited for. So, that sounds strange, but I loved Ridge Racer Type 4. Seeing that on the initial 5, that's kind of what got me hyped up. Oh man, they're speaking to me. One of my favorite games of all time is on this thing. They're speaking to me. This is going to be great. And then, they announced the rest of them, and I'm just, I'm really lost, guys. I'm still getting this thing. I'm just really trying to, is looking at these values, is this me trying to justify my purchase? Maybe. I don't know. Because in reality, sure, $260 worth of games in a $100 package, does that outweigh it? Not necessarily, because some people would rather have the $260 worth of games physically than in digital form. So it doesn't exactly balance out that way. But I just kind of wanted to look at those values and see, is there anything shocking here? And for me, not really. Persona is a pretty expensive game, and I didn't really know that. I know, like I said, with the complete thing, it's going to be a little more pricey, quite a bit more pricey from what I've seen and heard. But yeah, I'm just, what am I excited for with this thing? And I love the PlayStation. That's the thing. Metal Gear Solid, maybe. I'm going to play Intelligent Cube for sure. Everybody keeps telling me how great it is. And, man. Battle Arena Toshinden, that was an early game to just kind of showcase 3D fighters on the system. It's not that great, just being honest. It's just not that great. Jump and flash, sure, it's okay, but it's not that great. What am I going to play on this thing, guys? My excitement just keeps dipping a little bit lower and lower. I'm still getting it with hoping that this thing will be hacked and we can add what we want. We'll have to see. Oh my God. Appreciate you guys stopping and hanging out with me for a few minutes while I rant and I guess try to justify this for myself. I don't know. Smash that like button. Subscribe. Make sweet love to that notification bell. Let me know, have your thoughts on this thing changed since we've had this list in our mind for a little while? I mean, I'm kind of getting, less and less excited, so smash it, like it, all that stuff. I will catch you guys next time. Peace out, bye-bye, and boom!